Welcome to AP Productions. My name is Alan. I'm your ambassador, and just giving an update about what I'm trying to do on this channel. Uh, Planning to travel again going back to Colombia in April. Probably gonna be 2 weeks, and I'm thinking I haven't decided yet to, besides Medellin, to go somewhere else. Um, I don't want to go to the popular places like Barranquilla or Cartagena because I can see there's a lot of YouTubers doing their work in those areas. Besides, it's not quite interesting. I don't see much of. Um, there's a lot of things that you can show. There's a lot of things you can talk about in those cities, and not being focused in only one thing. But maybe Santa Marta sounds more interesting. Places like Bucaramanga, where you can actually visit. There's like a cruise in a mountain, some telepheric devices that take you all the way up, and they have a great view going down on the valley and see the river and mountains. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but I'm working on that, and I'm just gonna make this quick mini video to let you guys know that I'm working on it really hard, trying to create content. As you can see, I'm improving with technology here in terms of editing. I've been focusing on learning more and more about how to do this and that. Still haven't get my drone because I'm waiting for the DJI Mini 3. I can buy the 2, but I want to see I want to see the 3 because I really want to have those front and backward and bottom sensors, motion sensors. I don't want to crash it. I'm not experienced at all with drones. That would be my first one, but I'm waiting for the new one. It's supposed to come out in April, I think, and that's the reason why I haven't get the DJI 2 Mini 2. But I'm working on that. Definitely, it helps videos when you give a view from up there and display show a little bit of the city or the ocean or the town or the mountain or whatever you're addressing. It could be yourself with a group of people up in the mountain sitting or sightseeing or just chilling. Just a lot of things that you can do, and it definitely give more input value to a video and make it more interesting, more appealing. And I'm working on that. But overall, the main thing when creating videos is just the content. What is it that you're talking about? What is the story that you are going to show to your future members? And that's what I'm working about. But the more I do, the more I mess up, I think, and the more advice I get. Hey, why don't you show this why don't you do this? The more I can improve. But this is just the beginning, and I just want to give you a heads up about what's coming up. And I hope we can create like a community where I can respond to your questions, inquiries, and you can ask me, I can ask you. Why not? We all learn one another. Anything, even a small thing, every day in our lives. It doesn't matter if it's academically or if it's in life situation thing. So I'm here more into creating that community of members, that community of followers that will want me to show, hey, why don't you talk about this specific food, this specific plate in this specific place, or we don't think that you should be showing this and that. It's okay. It's just, that's what YouTube is about. It's exchange of ideas. Some people like, some people dislike certain content. That's how you gain audience. And well, sometimes it's hard to get the audience. Sometimes it's easy. But maybe what you're doing, where you're showing, where you're what you have to work on to get audience is not necessarily what you want to do, and that's exactly what I'm avoiding because I've been watching YouTubers for at least a year and a half and following a lot of them, and there are things that I don't necessarily agree and want to see all the time, but how they come up and they start creating these big channels and getting so many members, and which is great because at some point you can monetize your YouTube channel and eventually make it like your number one profession gig. um, I'm working on that. I work in the airline industry. I work for Delta Airlines. I can travel, and I don't really see myself like quitting my main job. But this is kind of interesting because since I can travel, since I can get to any place I want pretty much within US for free and internationally for a very little fee, since we only pay the tax portion of an airline ticket. So I can go anywhere. The only inconvenience is being COVID-19 and all the limitations, restrictions that every country has. But in general, once the world open up, I hope someday, soon, I'm really interested in exploring whole Asia. Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, Japan, China, Korea, Jakarta, you name it, any country in Asia, Philippines. So that's my major thing. I want to explore Asia and then maybe continue with Latin America. I think there's enough already for Colombia, and we all know the reason why. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful country, but also we have nations like Costa Rica. It has a lot of nature, rainforests, dry forests, rivers, active volcanoes, nature in general, butterfly gardens. There's so much diversity in terms of nature. But people focus more in Colombia, but there's one main reason that not a lot of people talk about, and that is their local currency. The Colombian pesos devaluates against the US dollar on a daily basis, so that's an advantage for someone who comes from a country where the US dollar is the predominant currency. Well, of course, we Americans travel down there, and it's cheaper for us to pretty much get anything there because of the currency exchange. It doesn't occur, doesn't happen, doesn't is not the same when you go to Europe, when we're actually behind 15 cents, 17 cents against the euro, or worse in Switzerland or England, where it's 25 cents actually. So I get the point where a lot of YouTubers spend a lot of time in this case Colombia, because of their economic situation. But there are other Latin American countries where their currency devaluates, maybe not that much against the US dollar, but still, it's just a little bit of more effort that we YouTubers have to put on when creating content and actually going to those countries, visiting those countries. And that's what I'm gonna try to do, to make my best, to visit those countries, even though it might probably not be very saving wise speaking, a place where you're like, wow, I can go here and buy all this food this cheap and spend all this little money in this 5-star hotel, or this rent a car because I have money left here. Sometimes you have to take a risk. You have to balance. Okay, can I do more things here but less things in this country? It's like a balance. So it's hard, but I've been working on that, and I prefer to go to a different country about every 2 months, and come up with something different, challenging, than just probably doing like living in a place temporarily like a lot of YouTubers do. But that's all they do, and they live 2, 3, 4, 5 months in the country and then go to another one. Well, I couldn't do that regardless because I have a full-time job, so, and I'm not gonna leave it. But this is gonna be a gig aside for me, and I hope you guys understand. But I'm new with this, so I'm working on, well, where am I gonna go next? What can I show? What gonna be the focus of the conversation, and just make it entertaining. That's what at the end all YouTubers are looking for. Getting the audience for the people that enjoy that person's personality, that person's likes, that person's wonders, that person's hesitations. I mean, not everything have to be perfect when you're a YouTuber. A lot of mistakes can happen. A lot of things can happen. A lot of things can go wrong sometimes. Everything you plan, it might be completely the opposite way, but hey, that's what it is. So let's see what develops from now on, and that's all I got for you guys today. And have a great day. Today is Friday, March the 18th. 18th, yes. And I'll be heading to Colombia between, I think, it's Monday the 7th. And it's for 2 weeks. I'm gonna be there. So I will keep you posted. Have a good one. Have a good weekend, by the way.